Hey, Eresgat here, and it's time to talk about rezero for the last time, at least until February, because we're gonna have to wait for the second part here until next year, which is gonna be a long wait considering everything that happened. But after last week's episode with that speech that brought me to tears, we finally have the planning and the setup for the counterattack, everything that has been set up in motion, and so many things happen also this episode. But I'm like, oh, next week there's not gonna be an episode. Oh, it hurts. But anyway, let's get into this episode and talk about it. It's gonna be a long one probably, so strap in. Now, it picks up from last week. We finally have the meeting with everybody discussing everything, how they're gonna proceed forward, what they know, sharing information, movement, and everything. And I have to give a lot of credit to Otto this episode, like what he did also in season 2, best boy being there for Subaru, both emotionally and physically, to help him, support him, best boy. Having a friend as Otto on your side is amazing, and him just casually revealing when they're talking that, hey, we have this, the spirit is gonna be Beatrice, we know what they want, the witch, and so on. But what about the Book of Wisdom? Guys, do you know anything about this? Does anybody have any information? Oh, by the way, I brought a book. Wait, what? Casually Otto, they're like, that way I didn't expect Otto to be the one to do it. But apparently it's a bit more complicated. It has been burnt and he took it to somebody to restore it. That's where he was when he was missing there, and we're gonna get back to that because the meeting gets interrupted by Liliana and Priscilla bursting in there, and Priscilla just slams Al because he wasn't with her. And I do have still a ton of questions with Al, and poor Schultz there, like the poor Shota he was when Priscilla was bad-mouthing him there. You too, Schultz, you made me look for you also. Poor guy. But I like how Priscilla said in her own way that she liked Subaru's speech. She didn't fully admit it, but you can tell she actually really liked it and respected it there, and thanks to that she was willing to join in with them and help them. Even though Al was against it, she kind of put him in his place there. Pull Al. I need a sword. I need to see that Booba sword again, Priscilla, and I have a ton of questions about you also, but such a cool character, and I can't wait for more. So this alliance here is growing more and more. Pretty much every camp is working together here, and after this we have Subaru taking Otto to the side to have the conversation with him, to actually find out what has been happening. And again, major credit to Otto. Giga Chad what he did here, and I respect him so much because, guys, from season 2 Roswell is working with Emilia's camp fully right now. He even has that ritual on him to make sure he stays on track, so to say. But hey, he's still Roswell. You gotta be honest about that, and I like that Otto took it upon himself to keep Roswell in check because he doesn't trust him. And yes, at some point the other shoe is probably gonna drop, so Roswell might do something, might not do something, but considering his nature, you never know. And this is why he collected the book scraps of wisdom that burned in the sanctuary there, and recovered it to see what was in it relating to Roswell. Is he gonna do something in the future? Did he set something in motion already, despite of everything? And thank you, Otto. Somebody needed to do that, and I'm so happy. And again, Otto, best boy here, and even Subaru respected that, and I'm so glad we get Otto doing this here. But after the conversation between them, the pain starts coming in more and more, because Willem comes in saying that Crusch asked for Subaru, and you see when they go to her room, Felix is in immense emotional pain, to say the least. He has been taking care of her, doing everything he can despite not being able to do anything, because considering how much this hurts him, because he cares for Crusch so much, it hurts even more amplified by the fact that every time somebody was wounded, hurt, and so on, the medical things, he was the one that was able to take care of things every single time. But when your specialty and you're not able to help somebody, when your entire power and pretty much your identity is about being the healer, and you can't help the person that you care so much about, it must hurt even more here. And Crusch is in really bad shape, but even despite of that, she wasn't worried about herself, she was worried about Subaru. I'm like, fuck. Why is Crusch always getting the short end of the stick with everything that has been happening here? Her memory, the fight, her identity here, getting wounded again, getting the curse also, just every single time with Crusch. What's up with this? I need her to be back. I really hope there's gonna be a cure to this dragon blood here. And she was even apologizing how she was looking and worrying about Subaru, but when he tried to grab her hand to support her there, it kind of has an effect. He gets a flash of pain and there's some sparks there, and apparently he absorbed some of the blood from her, so the blood has a very different effect on Subaru. Even saw it last few episodes when he had the dogs and the dragon inside him. So I'm thinking now, even more after rewatching some episodes, I went back, rewatched the speech and so on, are the curse kind of living inside Subaru? Are they clashing each other? How are they interacting with the witch of envy, return by death, everything? Like, Subaru has so many things inside him, like, how is he just not simply exploding right now? So why is the blood affecting him differently, and also being able to absorb it here? And he is even doing it even more. He starts touching her head to absorb from her head. He does, but the pain, the like excruciating pain, like, and he was willing to do even more there. He was able to do that considering the pain, because of how many times he died. Probably, like, he has such a high pain tolerance right now, and he cares about Crusch quite a lot, but she's the one that says, no, don't stop this, despite him being willing to do it. And she has a good point, even through her determinant, because even in that state, she was willing to stay in that state. Even if both of us get taken down, it's gonna be really bad. And yes, it's true, if he would have went through with it, I don't think they would have been able to do anything more moving forward. But I really liked how she put it. You said in the speech, just leave the rest to me, so say it again. And he does. He puts on a brave face and he does it again. Leave the rest to me. And here you see even more of Felix's pain and how much he blames himself. He feels powerless despite of everything that happened. And Subaru's down, just telling him, hey, hang on, trying to motivate him to keep going here. And I really hope there's gonna be a cure to this dragon blood for Crucial. It's like, Subaru, he's probably gonna be fine with it inside him in a weird way, but Crusch has much worse effects on her, and even more with her memory here. But hey, maybe when they take care of gluttony, that's gonna change. I don't know. The dragon blood is fucked up, to say the least. But then it gets even worse, because why not? The other 5 other shoes drops, one after the other. Wilhelm comes in and starts talking about the 2 cultists they're fighting. And I was right, there was some history between them there. When we saw it, we felt it last few episodes there, and says one of them is Kurgan from the Wallachia Empire, the one with the arms. Even Garfield knows about him, so he has a reputation as a really strong guy. But apparently he died. Now he's back. We're gonna get to that. But the other one, this is the big reveal that we get here. I really didn't expect this one, and even more considering what Willem went through. And when he said it, the other one is his wife, Teresia van Astria, the former sorcerer. I'm like, god damn, how is this getting worse and worse even more? And it revealed that during a war, there's somebody that could control the dead, and apparently his art, his power survived in a way, so they're turned into corpse soldiers. So her body is being manipulated right now. I don't know if there's anything left of her mind or soul or anything along those lines, but that's fucked up. And he blames himself even more, and even saying that don't tell Reinhard, because he even revealed that the sword Saint Blessing is inherited, and Reinhard inherited it because it's always in the Astrea family, and he got it during the whale fight, and that's when the rift happened between them. there Reinhardt and Wilhelm. Wilhelm kind of blamed Reinhardt for it, and also he blames himself now and regrets what happened between him and Reinhardt, because he was the one that kind of took away the blade from Theresia there. And I'm like, damn, just the immense pain Wilhelm is. He's such a cool character, but holy hell, how much guilt Wilhelm has inside him. And even when he looked at Subaru, when he saw and he thanking him for what he did for Crusch there, just it hurts in the gut. It hurts a lot. And I hope, there's no way to bring her back probably, but I do hope they're gonna be able to put her to rest properly here and kind of fix a bit the relationship between him and Reinhardt there, and him saying that she's gonna come after him at some point. So there's probably still some connection with there, despite her just being a corpse here, and him not wanting to tell Reinhardt to protect him even more here. So yeah, that one hurts. So much pain here and emotional background and trauma with Wilhelm and Crusch living through everything, and Subaru, everything that he has been through. Yeah, but we're gonna get to that in February, which is hurts even more here. But then we have the planning, setting up which side, how they're gonna handle things here. Priscilla saying she's gonna go after Wrath with Liliana because of her singing. And I really liked Liana is such a fun character, but we're gonna get to that. I have to say, Reinhardt felt like a pay-to-win user. He was like, hey, I just got blessed. Wait, what? How does that work? He just got a blessing there, swiped probably, hey, let me get some pay-to-win in the house. He gets a blessing of judgment, which kind of appraisal skill in a way, allows him to analyze the skills of other. And apparently Liana has a blessing of telepathy, so that's kind of how she's able to affect others with her singing. They're kind of like an empath in a way. I don't know fully how it works, but that's the feeling how I get from it. But she was scared to go along with the plan. But Priscilla kind of goads her into it. Hey, do it for your ancestors. Don't let them down. I'm paraphrasing a bit. And she got annoyed and she's gonna do it. She's kind of ignoring the fear right now out of spite. Such a fun character here. So we have Priscilla, Liliana are gonna go after Wrath. Then we have on the other side the last Capella and the corpse soldiers. The beasts are gonna be handled by Wilhelm and Garfield. And Garfield, I really like how Garfield wanted to go with Subaru and do other things, but Subaru told him, hey, you have some unfinished things, also referring to Mimi. And Mimi needs to survive. I don't care what happens to them, just obliterate Capella. As much as she's such a fun character, Mimi needs to be protected. And Garfield and Mimi's relationship has been great, and I can't wait to see more about his mother, also what has happened with that. And we're gonna get there, but I'm happy. Garfield and Wilhelm are gonna go after Capella and the corpse soldiers there. And I like how Wilhelm also asked this for Crusch to go after, because Capella was the one that cursed her with the dragon blood. And Reinhardt objected. They're saying Wilhelm is a bit too emotional, but I like how Wilhelm, hey, I'm the sword demon, I'm gonna be able to do this, despite having ulterior, for a good reason, ulterior motives there. And I'm curious how their relationship is gonna move forward after everything is revealed, and how Reinhardt is gonna react when he finds out who the other corpse soldier is, because they're hiding it from him there. But the next one is gonna be Subaru and Reinhardt are gonna go after Greed, because he's the stronger, after Regulus here. And what I liked was the promise between Reinhardt and Garfield, between both of them doing everything they can for the objective there. And that meant a lot for both Reinhardt, but especially for Garfield, considering their first interaction and how that changed a bit Garfield's perspective on the world and what it means to be strong here, and him getting that acknowledgement from somebody like Reinhardt. But probably one of my favorite moments in the episode was when Subaru told Reinhardt, hey, we're gonna work together, I know you're very strong, but I'm gonna be here to do the things that you can't do. And that meant so much for Reinhard without Subaru probably even realizing it, because I feel like everybody treats Reinhard like he's this strongest guy being able to do anything and everything, and I don't think they really see him as a human. And Subaru having that interaction with him and how he's always talking with Reinhard, kind of talks to him like human to human instead of just looking up at somebody, putting him on a pedestal. He still does that to a certain extent, of course. He realizes that Reinhard is strong but not this all-powerful guy, and he also saw him, he knows that he can fail when what happened against Wrath. And like I talked about in that episode, that's how you do an overpowered character. You work around the overpowered fact, and you can still make a character like that fail and feel human, because Reinhard, yes, is very powerful, but mentally he's much weaker than Subaru compared to him. And I really like that small interaction between them, just amazing there, and I can't wait to see them working together here. But the last ones are gonna be handled by Julius and Ricardo, are gonna go after Gluttony, and hopefully that has some big repercussion. Rem also, Crusch, and that's gonna be interesting how they're gonna take down Gluttony. But I don't know, on paper they have the plan set out, but taking out so many archbishops is gonna be insane, and so many points of battle on this fucked up town here. I don't know. But also, to answer why doesn't Subaru just reset things, keep in mind, very important thing that happened in season 2, when the witches taught him to value his life again, him not just use his life as a tool. And also keeping that in mind, maybe the other worlds or reset still keep going, and him keeps doing that. We still don't fully know how Return by Death works. Are those real? Are those just what ifs that he saw in the sanctuary? The repercussion of what happens after he dies, but him valuing his life, not just using it as a tool. This is why he's not just resetting. But also, resetting doesn't mean things are gonna end up better, because right now, even though some fucked up things happened, there's still a chance to move forward. If he resets, things could get worse. A reset doesn't always mean better, so keep that in mind when people are just saying, hey, why doesn't he use reset? It's not that simple. Let's be honest here. And just dying, a lot of people always underestimate Subaru for this. I could do a better job just dying. But anyway, I don't want to go into that rant. I do it every time when this comes up. But here, after their planning, we finally have the wedding. We see a bit on the side with Emilia and Regulus, and apparently he left the seat 79 open because there was another woman he was interested in, but that didn't work out. So who was the other woman? If it's a spoiler, don't tell me. If it was in the anime, probably gonna figure it out later here. But interesting. And Emilia has some balls. Like, damn, I really liked how she handled that situation here. She was like, hey, I wanna ask you some things. And talking to Regulus, you guys know, talking to Regulus is like walking through a minefield while naked, but also you have a broom and you need to do everything in your front. It's so hard talking to Regulus. You have to choose your words so carefully, and you don't know what might set him off and how he's gonna react to things. But she pushed through it here. But also, we find out more about him inadvertently by the way he told her, I also want some things from you. I don't know, he views people so fucked up in a way. He just views Emilia like a porcelain doll or something. He just wants her to be like that. Even forbids her to smile, to show any emotion after they get married. So that kind of reveals more about him than about everybody else inside the wedding there. So that's why all of them have no emotions, the other wives here. And I really like how Emilia just clapped back against that. No, marriage is supposed to be happy. She expanded a bit more on that, of course, there, and I really like her speech, how the way she views marriage, how much it means to her. It should be something happy, something to be celebrated between people that love each other. And also asking him, why do you use numbers here and not using names? And I really like that names have a meaning in general, but also showing how much they mean for Emilia, and how much influence also Subaru had on this, with how he calls her Emilia-tan, what that means, the intonation, the meaning, the context for it, how just calling her Emilia is a bit more special in the moment. The names have meaning, and how you use them, when you use them, to who you use them, and so on. I really like that for Emilia. And Regulus like, wait, Subaru, huh? Why are you mentioning another man in my present during our wedding? He was having a meltdown. She was like, he's my knight and he loves me. I love Emilia so much. How she just was willing to say that in front of Subaru, and started expanding a bit more how marriage is for love, but also being honest about herself and why she doesn't do the same for Subaru, why she doesn't tell him, hey, I love you, and understanding love. Considering her upbringing, she has some blank spots into emotions and social interactions there. I will love somebody as a woman one day. She doesn't understand how that works, but she knows one day she will get there, and I already know who I'm gonna love. Subaru, of course, here, unless somebody else who's the homebreaker, but no, it's gonna be a Subaru here. Hey, at least hopefully. And just flat out telling Regulus, fuck yourself. Of course, not like that, but I'll never be yours. And he goes into meltdown. Full meltdown, about to kill her, and then Reinhardt and Subaru burst in, literally. Just sends the door flying at him. We are here to object the wedding, and that's gonna be interesting, and I can't wait to see that, but not next week, because we have to wait. But it's okay. We have been getting so much amazing quality here with the animation, with how much love is here with the adaptation. I know they have cut some things, I hear it every time from the light novel readers, but holy hell, compared to so many other series, the ReZero adaptation has been insane how good it has been, and everything else. But yeah, longer video, sorry about that. I probably ramble way too much, maybe I even missed some things, I glossed over some things, but hey, ReZero has been amazing so far, and at least it's not that far. Imagine having to wait 2 more years until we got more. Thankfully we have 8 more episodes next year from February, and from what rumors and leaks have been saying, we're gonna be getting even more after that. So here's to more ReZero. But I'm really curious, what you guys thought about the season so far? What do you think about this episode? For me, it has been simply amazing. The start, we got a movie quality beginning with episode 1, the speech episode, the fighting, everything has been great. And this arc, the fight here is like a complete clusterfuck, and I don't know how it's gonna be solved, and the price we're gonna pay for this being solved, because there's no way this is gonna end well. There's too many moving pieces and things happening. There's gonna be something that's gonna go bad, and it's not gonna be fixed by a restart checkpoint. But let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode, the season so far, and how much is it gonna hurt to wait until February. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying ReZero. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.